Greetings, everyone. I'm going to talk to you about a doctrine you've all heard. Pastors in nearly every church teach this. I know I've heard it time and again. It's the doctrine of being Christ-like. That is, you should be like Christ, or you should aspire to be like Christ. That is something you will hear coming off nearly every pulpit in America. But it's false. It's a damning doctrine. Let me show you why. The very first lie that comes out of the serpent's mouth is when he says to Eve, "Ye shall be as gods." That is, ye shall be God-like. To get this doctrine right, you must have the correct Word of God. You must have the authorized 1611 King James Version, because the word God, ye shall be as gods, is capitalized. What that means is Lucifer is saying to Eve, "Ye shall be as God the Almighty." That is, you, Adam, and everyone who embraces this will be co-equals to the Almighty. That is the capital G God. Now that is a lie. Yet Lucifer sells her that lie. You will be as gods, knowing good and evil. That's a lie. But yet he convinced her to be like the Almighty, to be like Christ, to be Christ-like. Let's turn to Isaiah chapter 14. This is the chapter where Lucifer says, "I will be like the Most High." That is, I will be God-like. I will be Christ-like. I will be like Christ. And this is a reflection of the spirit of pride. The pride of Lucifer is to aspire to be like Christ, to be Christ-like, to be God-like. But there's a curse that comes with that pride and that desire. Let me read verses 14 and 15 of the 14th chapter of Isaiah. Verse 14, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Verse 15, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Think carefully about this. Lucifer says he will be like God, like Christ. And God responds by saying, that spirit of pride will bring you down to hell, will bring you down to the sides of the pit. This is what the Bible teaches about the doctrine of being Christ-like. That doctrine comes out of the Roman Catholic Church, and it's the doctrine that you're going to find in all the corrupt Bibles. In the real King James Bible, the authorized 1611, in Luke chapter 5, verse 1, the verse reads, "Be ye therefore followers of God." Now, most of the modern translations change it to imitators, but there are a number that step right across the line and use the word like God. Be like God. I will be like the Most High. Those Bibles are the ERV, the XEB, the GNT, the NCV, and the WE. All of those teach the Luciferian doctrine that you should be like God. The very statement that the serpent made to Eve in Genesis chapter 3, verse 5, and the very statement that Lucifer made when he declared in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14, "I will be like the Most High." Yet this is what is taught in the leading seminaries. This is what is taught from most pulpits of America. They fail to recognize that that is the doctrine of Lucifer. The striving and pride of Lucifer is to be like Christ, to be Christ-like. The authorized 1611 King James Bible teaches you to be followers of Christ. That's a position of humility. The reason the Vatican has taught the doctrine of being Christ-like and pushed this out into the corrupt Bibles and pushed this out into the seminaries is because that is the papal doctrine. The Pope himself declares that he is the substitute for Christ, vicar of Christ, God on earth. Holy Father, he takes on all those titles, and he blasphemes God. And he wants you to do the same thing. And I caution you, God issues a stern warning. Remember, he said, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." The doctrine of being Christ-like is the doctrine of the pride of Lucifer, and he is the originator of that false doctrine. It is the fall of man. This is just another example of the corruption in the modern Bibles, and a testament to the fact that most pastors, no matter how important they are, no matter how well schooled they are teaching this lie, are teaching a Luciferian doctrine, and they don't even know it. And people sitting in the pews lap this stuff up. You must have the correct Word of God. You must have the authorized 1611 King James Bible. Then you will read in Genesis 3:5 the correct doctrine, where the serpent lies to Eve about this very thing. Be ye not deceived. The serpent was created more subtle than any beast of the field, and he is in every single corporate church in America today. Every pastor who has passed through seminary, Bible school, is teaching Luciferian doctrines, and they don't know it because there's a spirit of pride, the same spirit that caused Lucifer to say, "I will be Christ-like. I will be like the Most High." It's that same spirit. Paul said to the Corinthian church, "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost." 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. God bless you. Thank you for listening.